I welcome you with all my heart. It's good to be with you once again on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Many of us have the erroneous belief that if we get in a path sort of like this, Advaita Vedanta, we will become self-realized overnight. And as the days pass, and as the weeks pass, the months pass, we become sort of disillusioned. We tend to give up thinking, what's the use? I have to go through another million lives before I become self-realized. This is a wrong concept. Of course, most of us understand that we are already liberated. We are already self-realized. And what we're trying to do is simply let go of all of the concepts, the preconceived ideas, the habit patterns, the karmas, the samskaras. We have to let go of these things, and so-called self-realization will shine all by itself. In other words, there is really nothing we have to do except to quiet the mind. Do not allow your mind to tell you anything good or bad. Yet as we're doing these things, wonderful things do ensue on the path. We find that we become more peaceful. Fear leaves us. The world doesn't frighten us any longer. People have no hold on us. We obtain a certain amount of freedom, even while we're practicing the non-duality. And this is what you should see in yourself. You should ask yourself, do the things that really used to bother me previously still bother me? Do I still get angry as I used to do? Do I lose my temper? Become obnoxious? If you see that you're making improvement, you're doing the right things. Forget about self-realization. Forget about becoming free, liberated. This is a fairy tale. There never was anybody who had to become liberated. When we speak of words like liberation, pure awareness, the self, this is really the natural state. This is your swarupa, your reality. This is what you are, and what you've always been, and what you'll always be. And no one can ever change this. It is the superimpositions, the images of the world, the universe, and your body that you have to deal with. It is up to you to rid yourself of these attachments, to stop being hurtable, to stop crying in your beer or in your milk, whatever you drink, and stop feeling sorry for yourself. Understand once and for all that you are in your right place right now, right this moment. You are where you belong, right this second. You are where you're supposed to be, and there is absolutely nothing wrong anywhere. This sounds strange to some of you, for I know that you can give me an entire litany of problems, things that disturb you, things that are wrong in your life. But are these things really wrong in your life? Or is it you, your ego, who thinks you should be living a certain way, with certain people in a certain country, having certain possessions? It is always you. It is true when we look at this world and we observe man's inhumanity to man, we become sort of disappointed, discouraged. We say, what is happening to this world? What can I do to change it? The only thing that you can really do in this world is to understand the truth about yourself. This again is why people think that this path, Jnana Marga, is sort of selfish. I've heard people say, those people think only of themselves. They only care about their own self-realization. They're not interested in the world. Of course, this is not true. For if you understand the self is the self of all. The whole universe is the self. So certainly you don't want to see things in the universe that are dastardly, horrible. Yet as long as you're working from your ego, from your mind, you will see such horrible things. But the secret is to realize who sees this. This is a great secret. Who observes these things? Who sees these things that are so wrong and so dastardly? It is the ego. The mind that has been trained and brainwashed since you were a little person from previous lives. And you are a conglomeration of all your thoughts, beliefs, dogmas, samskaras. That is all you are, and nothing else. The idea is to let go of all of these things, to become non-judgmental, to develop loving kindness, to look at everyone as yourself. Always remember, there is one self, and you are that self. In other words, there is not me and you, or you and the world. Peace comes when you realize that you are everything. Everything is you. When there is no longer any separation, you will feel peaceful. You will feel at ease. But as long as you believe you are separate, troubles ensue. For when you feel you're separate, you believe someone has power over you. Someone can hurt you or do something to you. Someone can cheat you, take away your possessions, do something to you. But when you realize the truth about yourself, when you realize that whatever you are doing to someone else, you're doing to yourself, how can you possibly hurt anyone? for you realize you are they. When you help the homeless, you're helping yourself. When you help anyone in strife, distress, you're helping yourself. Whatever you're giving to anybody else, you're only giving to yourself. This is a hard lesson for most of us to learn because we feel separate. When you see a homeless person on the street, most of you think, poor guy, I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm glad I have this nice car to drive and a home to live in and food to eat. I feel sorry for that person, but I'm glad I'm not that person. In truth, you are that person. That person is you. All this is going on within you, and your beliefs, your thoughts, simply are about yourself. Everything that you think about others is about yourself. For there is only the one self, and we are all that self. So the beginning of wisdom is when you stop seeing the world as separate from yourself. For you begin seeing yourself as all, as everything. Then you will inquire, then to whom do these things come? In other words, who is seeing these things? Who is feeling these things? And one day you will realize it is the I. I feel these things. I see these things. I feel hurt. I feel confused. I feel upset. But what is this I? And where did it come from? You will begin to understand that by only getting rid of this I, you will become free. It is the I that is giving you all of this trouble over these years, not the condition that you behold, not other people, not other places and persons and things. It is the I that has caused you all of the problems in your life. You say, I see this. I do not like this. I hate this. But I like this. Notice it's always the I. It is always the I that is interfering with you. If there were no I, would you be able to say these things? There would be no one to say, I like this or I hate this. Would there? The only reason you are able to make these remarks is because you use the pronoun I. But if the I disappeared from your life, what would you say? It would be ridiculous to say, hate this, like this, no good, good, bad, for there would be no I. Therefore, it wouldn't make sense when you say things like this. This means you would automatically stop saying these things, and you would automatically turn within. If the I disappeared, you would turn within to the self. There would be no I to interfere, and then you would be in your right place. You're always in your right place. But what I mean is, you will be in a realization place, a liberation place, no place, emptiness, nirvana. Nirvana is God. Effortless, choiceless, pure awareness is God. Yeah, where is this God? What is this God? This God is the substratum of all existence, and what we call God is the absolute reality, which we call perfection. So how can there be sickness and strife, and lack and limitation, when the substratum of all existence is what we call God, the absolute reality? In truth, those things do not exist. That's right. I'm telling you that sickness, lack, limitation, man's inhumanity to man, does not even exist. It is the I that believes it exists. Don't you see? It is the I that you have been believing in all of these years. That believes it sees a sick person, or has a sick body, or a body that is lacking something, or a world that's in pain. It is the I that makes you feel this. I cannot emphasize this often enough. If you had no I, you would be free and happy all the time. After all, what is happiness? Happiness is when you're free from pain, from distress, from disease, from lack, from limitation, from all these people that make you unhappy. But it is only the I that identifies with these things. Try to get this picture. If there were no I, there would be no identification with these things, so it wouldn't happen to you. When I say it wouldn't happen to you, I do not mean you would be free from all of these things. These things would appear to be happening to the world and to your body, just like they are now. Do not think that when you become self-realized, that you will see a different world. There is no different world. The world will be just like it is. Your body will be just like it is. But to you, the liberated one, will not see this, or feel this, or go through anything. This is something you have to think about. What I am saying, if you are liberated and you see a sick person dying, who just got hit by a car, you will see this, but you will not see this. You will see it on one instance, and you will not see it on another instance. This is sort of difficult to comprehend. How can I see it and yet not see it? We go back to the illustration of the chalkboard. The chalkboard is covered with all kinds of figures, images, people dying, people laughing, babies being born, traveling in airplanes. All of these images are on the chalkboard. But the chalkboard is totally free and undisturbed. Nothing is happening to this chalkboard. Then you erase the figures and put new figures on the chalkboard. Yet nothing is happening to the chalkboard. The images are merely superimpositions on the chalkboard. And so it is with us. When we become liberated, the game of life as it appears to you right now takes place on your consciousness. Yet you are pure consciousness itself. So you know the things are there, but at the same time, you do not know the things are there. Confusing, isn't it? We can never understand the infinite with our finite mind. For we're programmed to see things a certain way, to believe things are a certain way. And we're going out of our dimension when we try to think this way. But yet this kind of thinking will come to you by itself, where you can observe a dying person and see only eternal life. Or you can look at yourself. You may be dying from a disease, but who is the you that is dying? Who is the person dying? That person has disappeared. That person has become the self, the imperishable self. You will not have to think about this. You will not even think about dying or living, or any of the things I'm talking about. I'm using words right now to try to convey to you a message which is virtually impossible to comprehend, to convey. That you are eternal life. You were never born, you can never die, and you never prevail in between. There is no you as you appear. You do not exist. You never existed. You are a non-entity. Yet something in you is fighting this. There's something in you that is saying, this is impossible. I feel hurt. I feel depressed. I feel this way and I feel that way. Sometimes I feel happy. Sometimes I feel wonderful. Do you see what you're doing right now? You're going back to the I, aren't you? Don't you see the problem? Can't you see what you're doing? You're going back to the I. After all that has been said and done, you're going back to the I. You're saying, I don't feel the truth. I'm not feeling what Robert is saying because it sounds impossible. You didn't say that. I did. Not I, Robert, but I. I. Do you see? You are totally free if you only got rid of the goddamn I. The I has been giving you all these troubles. You keep saying I. How long will you go on this way? The time has to come in your life when you begin to understand that I has never existed and I will never exist. This is the reason we practice Atma Vichara, self-inquiry. The more you practice this, the more you will not get caught up in the I. Try tomorrow, not saying I for the whole day. Most of you will not be able to have a conversation. You will have absolutely nothing to say, and that will be wonderful. It would be the best thing you've ever done. To shut up. For you have been talking all of your life, and where has it gotten you? This is why you hear about some sages who are totally silent and never say a word. For the voice has been given to the I. The voice box is connected to the I. The best time to practice is when the I overwhelms you. When you start to say, I feel rotten today. I feel bad. Catch yourself and inquire, who am I? What you are really asking is, where does this I come from? Who am I? Never answer that question, for it will be your ego answering. If there is no I, there will be no mind, no ego. So every time the I shows its head, you inquire, who am I? Where did you come from, I? Keep catching yourself always. Search for the source by inquiring, who am I? When the source reveals itself to you, there will be total liberation. For the I will be gone. You have to catch yourself continuously. Whenever you use that word, I, remember to remember, I doesn't exist. Save yourself from coming back again and again in different bodies. Save yourself totally, completely. Let's do this together now. Close your eyes and observe your thoughts. Do not try to change your thoughts. Just observe your thoughts. As thoughts come to you, ask yourself, who am I? As you keep thinking about this and about that, something tells you, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I have to go to work tomorrow. Ask yourself, who am I? And remember, what you're saying is, what is the source of the I?